The cardiac cycle. The cardiac events that occur from the beginning of one heartbeat to the beginning of the next are called the cardiac cycle. Each cycle is initiated by spontaneous generation of an action potential in the sinus node as explained in chapter 10. This node is located in the superior lateral wall of the right atrium near the opening of the superior vena cava, and the action potential travels from here rapidly through both atria and then through the AV bundle into the ventricles. Because of this special arrangement of the conducting system from the atria into the ventricles, there is a delay of more than 0.1 second during passage of the cardiac impulse from the atria into the ventricles. This allows the atria to contract ahead of ventricular contraction, thereby pumping blood into the ventricles before the strong ventricular contraction begins. Thus, the atria act as primer pumps for the ventricles, and the ventricles in turn provide the major source of power for moving blood through the body's vascular system. Diastole and systole. The cardiac cycle consists of a period of relaxation called diastole, during which the heart fills with blood, followed by a period of contraction called systole. Figure 9.5 shows the different events during the cardiac cycle for the left side of the heart. The top three curves show the pressure changes in the aorta, left ventricle, and left ventrium respectively. The fourth curve depicts the changes in left ventricular volume. The fifth, the electrocardiogram, and the sixth is a phonocardiogram, which is a recording of the sounds produced by the heart, mainly by the heart valves, and as it pumps. It is especially important that the reader study in detail this figure and understand the causes of all the events shown. Relationship of the electrocardiogram to the cardiac cycle. The electrocardiogram in figure 9.5 shows the PQ, R, S and T waves, which are discussed in chapter 11, 12 and 13. They are electrical voltages generated by the heart and recorded by the electrocardiograph from the surface of the body. The P wave is caused by spread of depolarization through the atria, and this is followed by atrial contraction, which causes a slight increase in the arterial pressure curve immediately after the electrocardiographic P wave. About 0.16 second after the onset of the P wave, the QRS waves appear as a result of electrical depolarization of the ventricles, which initiates contraction of the ventricles and causes the ventricular pressure to begin rising, as also shown in the figure. Therefore, the QRS complex begins slightly before the onset of ventricular systole. Finally, one observes the ventricular T wave in the electrocardiogram. This represents the stage of repolarization of the ventricles when the ventricular muscle fibers begin to relax. Therefore, the T wave occurs slightly before the end of the ventricular contraction. Function of the atria as primer pumps. Blood normally flows continually from the great veins into the atria. About 80% of the blood flows directly through the atria into the ventricles even before the atria contract. Then atrial contraction usually causes an additional 20% filling of the ventricles. Therefore, the atria simply function as primer pumps that increase the ventricular pumping effectiveness as much as 20%. However, the heart can continue to operate under most conditions even without this extra 20% effectiveness because it normally has the capability of pumping 300 to 400% more blood than is required by the resting body. Therefore, when the atria fail to function, the difference is unlikely to be noticed unless a person exercises, Then acute signs of heart failure occasionally develop, especially shortness of breath. Pressure changes in the atria, the A, C, and V waves. In the atrial pressure curve of figure 9.5, three minor pressure elevations called the A, C, and V atrial pressure waves are noted. The A wave is caused by atrial contraction. Ordinarily, the right atrial pressure increases 4 to 6 millimeter of mercury during atrial contraction, and the left atrial pressure increases about 7 to 8 millimeter of mercury. The C wave occurs when the ventricles begin to contract. It is caused partly by slight backflow of blood into the atria at the onset of ventricular contraction, but mainly by bulging of the AV valves backward toward the atria because of increasing pressure in the ventricles. The V wave occurs towards the end of ventricular contraction. It results from slow flow of blood into the atria from the vein while the AV valves are closed during ventricular contraction. Then, when ventricular contraction is over, the AV valves open, allowing the stored atrial blood to flow rapidly into the ventricles and causing the V wave to disappear.